as part of measures to guarantee environmental safety. 65-year-old pastor nabbed for defilement. JAMB releases 2024 supplementary result. In India, roof collapse at Delhi airport kills one. Hello, beautiful morning to you and welcome to Breakfast News at 8. I am David Okpokwasele. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. We begin from the Jerome Udoji State Secretariat in Awka, where Governor Chukwuma Soludo called on the Anambra to be cautious of the environment and to stick to environmental laws for good health and better environment to live in. Governor Soludo, who made the call through his deputy, Dr. Onyeka Bezim, made the call during the launching of all Anambra Communities Plastic Waste Recovery Challenge 2.0. Our environmental correspondent, Blessing Dennis, now reports.
Eventually,
Governor Soludo, who emphasized on the importance of environment to human existence, pointed out it is high time people learn to treat their environment with care, as according to him, how healthy the environment determines how healthy the occupants will be. The governor said that the Plastic Waste Recovery Challenge is a part of efforts of his administration towards recovering the environment from degradation and ensure a clean, green, and sustainable Anambra, even as he commended the Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Felix Odimegu, and his team for the commitment in the improved environment agenda.
the Commissioner Environment, a man I simply describe as a square peg in a square hole. All right? We know what you can do. I know why I'm saying what you can do, because so much, Mr. Governor expects so much from you, in addition to what you've been doing. I assure you, loves what we are doing. This is the way to be proactive. And then the prize, the money given, these are ways of encouraging you. But most importantly, let's imbibe the culture.
In his speech, the Commissioner for Environment, Engineer Felix Odimegu, stated that the challenge built on the success of its first edition seeks to engage communities in active participation towards a cleaner and greener environment, involving various local governments, community groups, and environmental activists, working together to collect, sort, and recycle plastic waste. The Environment Commissioner emphasized that the importance of the initiative in combating the growing problem of plastic pollution in the state, which the ministry goal is to significantly reduce the environmental impact of plastic waste and promote sustainable waste management practice, including educational campaigns. Engineer Odimegu noted that the prizes for this year's challenge include first prize 1 million naira, second prize 500,000 naira, and third prize 250,000 naira, reiterating that the Ministry of Environment remains committed to fostering a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable Anambra.
As we launch the second edition of this challenge, we do so with renewed energy and an even greater resolve to create a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable Anambra state for ourselves and for the future generation. This year's challenge, Plastic Waste Recovery Challenge 2.0, builds on the solid foundation we laid last year. It is a testament of our collective will to make a lasting difference in Anambra State.
In their goodwill messages, the Provost, Nwafo Orizu College of Education, Dr. Justina Anyadiegu, the Managing Director of Anambra State Waste Management Authority, ASWAMA, Sir Mike Ozemena, his Ocha Brigade counterpart, Comrade Celestine Anere, and the Coordinator, ANSTRA, Pastor Agape, expressed optimism about the project and noted that the challenge will help clean the environment, provide economic opportunities for waste recyclers, and create awareness about the importance of recycling. Presentation on waste management and recycling by students of St. John Vianney Secondary School, Ibariam, and St. Lucy's Secondary School, Oka, featured at the event. The event also saw a roadshow led by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Ibezim, to create awareness on plastic pick-up with all participants, which started at the State Secretariat and ended at Aroma Junction in Oka. Blessing Dennis, ABS News.
Atelier Consulting Limited, India, contracted by Governor Chukwuma Soludo to design the Anambra State Mixed-Use Industrial City AMIC Master Plan, has presented the draft plan to stakeholders for validation. The event, organized by the Anambra State Investment Promotion and Protection Agency, ANSIPA, took place at the International Convention Center in Awka, with stakeholders from ministries, departments, and agencies in attendance, including host communities, members of the private sector, civil society organizations, the media, among numerous others. Our correspondent, Ebeleze, filed the report.
Declaring the session open, the Commissioner for Industry, Mr. Christian Udechukwu, said that the validation exercise focused on key constituency of host communities is to review the draft plan, receive comments from stakeholders for onward integration into the final document before the major convening by Governor Soludo. According to Commissioner Udechukwu, the brand new mixed-use industrial city, where new age and traditional industries will coexist side by side, was articulated by the Commissioner for Lands, Professor Ofonze Amuchaze, and his agricultural counterpart, Dr. Foster Ihejiofor, applauded Atelier Consulting Engineers Limited for integrating all the questions raised during stakeholders' meeting, and while appealing to host communities to protect workers' interests, described the masterpiece as one that will impact greatly on the lives of Anambra.
I just want to appeal to the communities involved that donated the land for this project. We also have a role to play towards protecting workers as workers begin to come into this area, because it's for the interest of the state, for the interest of your children, for the interest of all of us.
On their part, the Commissioner for Power and Water Resources, Mr. Julius Chukwu Meka, and the Special Advisor to Governor Soludo on Pharmaceuticals, Dr. Godwin Nnadozie, who defined the project as critical to the growth of Anambra State, Southeast and Nigeria in general, called on investors to rush down to Anambra State. Presenting the draft plan, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Atelier Consulting Engineers Limited, India, Mr. C.S. Narayanan, listed integrated approach, stakeholders engagement and feedback-based approach, strategic benchmarking, solutions that address the need for smart and sustainable industrial clusters, and industrial ecology symbiosis.
The government needs to ensure that there is a sustained supply with backward linkages, right from whether it is a farmer or mineral fluid or whatever it is, up to the end user. So it is the entire value chain we need to address, so that the processor who is going to process within the industrial park will have the sustained raw material, both in terms of quantity as well as quality.
Moderating the session, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of ANSIPA, Mr. Mark Okoye, unveiled that the mixed-use industrial city, which will be on 4,046 hectares of land within 6 communities across Orumba North and South Council areas, will create 177,000 jobs. The stakeholders' validation session climaxed with questions and answers.
In our crime report now, Anambra State Ministry of Women Affairs has arrested a 65-year-old man for allegedly defiling a 7-year-old girl who serves him as a domestic servant. The arrest followed an alarm raised by concerned residents of the town who were thrown aback by the regrettable incident. Our correspondent, Chibuzo Obirike, filed the report.
Identified as Mr. Frank Ogu, is a pastor and general overseer of Jesus House of Joy Church, Awka. He is from Imo State but has lived with his wife and children in Awka, Anambra for over 30 years. Confessing to the crime, Mr. Ogu told the ABS that his victim lives with him and his family from where she attends school. He described his crime as trial and tribulations in the life of a servant of God and pleaded for forgiveness from the state.
My wife has met the mother boy and I have been wearing a train near school. What do you mean between me and so from now on all my men? So one day they go inside where thing I am watching me. I didn't have kind of knowledge of so it happened that 2 days ago, one of my daughters hit her because of a little stab on the heart, and she ran home and woken up.
On her part, the mother of the victims, Mrs. Destiny Ofo from Oka, narrated that she is a single mother after her husband abandoned her with their 5 children. She said she gave out her daughter Sopluchuku Ofo to the wife of the pastor to enable them take care of her daughter since the children of the pastor are not in town. According to Mrs. Ofo, her daughter returned home few days ago and complained that the pastor's daughter was maltreating her while the pastor molested her, which made her to raise alarm. She pleaded for assistance to enable her conduct proper medical checkup on her daughter, as well as seek prosecution of the abuser. At the time of filing this report, officials of the Ministry of Women Affairs has taken over the case for proper documentation, medical checkup of the victim, and prosecution of the suspect.
Members of Anambra State Vigilante Group, FVG Umuzochoka unit, have arrested 2 middle-aged men allegedly destroying and stealing billboards belonging to the Anambra State Signage and Advertisement Agency. Our correspondent, Joseph Ebocha, brings us details.
Suspects at ANSA office in Oka, the Anambra State Commissioner for Information, Sapol Nwosu, noted that the incident has been reoccurring and commended the Umuzoshoka unit of the AVG for being vigilant and helping to effect the arrest, reminding others who have such evil intent of the consequences for such, as members of the AVG have promised to step up their operations. He regretted that the practice is making Anambra not to be considered for outdoor advertising business, thereby denying government revenues for state development, adding that the suspects will be handed over to the police for prosecution.
So I want to congratulate Umuzocha for being very, very vigilant enough to crack this. And I want to use this opportunity to sound a note of warning to the would-be thieves of our billboard material. What has just happened is the beginning. There are consequences for going to steal these things.
Contributing, the Managing Director, Anambra State Signage and Advertisement Agency, ANSA, Mr. Odele Ujubaongu, who said that the agency is serious about securing people's investments in the state, also commended members of the AVG, Umuzoshoka unit, for helping in that direction.
We are, first of all, very, very grateful to Umuzocha community vigilante for what they have been able to do for us in ANSA. The agency is very, very serious about securing the investment of practitioners in the state, and want to use this opportunity to ask that every community, everybody, security is not that of government alone. When you see something, say something. Wherever you are part of the security.
On his part, the commander, community-based vigilant group, Umuzosha unit, Mr. Ikechukwu Ugochukwu, said the suspects were arrested around 1 o'clock in the morning along Enugu-Onitsha Expressway near Deeper Life Church, saying that there are ongoing efforts to arrest 2 other fleeing members of the group.
Maka na ọlụ anyị bụ ichekwa ngwongwo ndị mmadụ na nke gọọmenti dị n'ogbe anyị. Anyị merie n'Umuzocha na ihe ọbụla dị n'Umuzocha bido ebe o bido n'express ruo ebe o jedebe na anyị aghara ekwe ka mee ibe gọọmenti n'ogbe anyị, mana enyezi anyị ezigbote nkwado anyị ga-eme karịa nke anyị mere tata.
While denying their involvement in destroying and stealing billboards, the suspects said they were arrested at the crime scene while passing by around 1 o'clock in the morning. In Oka, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
From the national scene, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has released the results of candidates of the Supplementary Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. The Supplementary UTME was conducted between Friday, June 21st and Saturday, June 22nd, 2024. JAMB spokesperson Fabian Benjamin directed candidates to check their supplementary UTME results by sending UTME results to either 55019 or 66019 through the same phone number they had used to generate their profile codes at the start of registration. Mr. Benjamin said the supplementary examination was conducted for 28,835 candidates who were unable to be biometrically verified during the main 2024 UTME and were unable to take the examination. A statement by Mr. Benjamin said the category of candidates were those suspected to have been involved in examination malpractices during the main UTME, but were given a second chance to sit the examination. He said the board would continue to ensure that no candidate benefits from any acts of infractions through the deployment of state-of-the-art technology before, during, and after its examinations. At least one person has died after the roof of a terminal building in the India's capital main airport partially collapsed due to heavy rains, with several domestic flights cancelled. The collapse occurred in New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport early yesterday, with authorities evacuating Terminal 1 and cancelling flights until 2 p.m. Civil Aviation Minister K. Ram Mohan Naidu told reporters at the facility while confirming the death. Atul Garg, the director of Delhi Fire Services, said at least 8 people were injured in the collapse in the terminal domestic departure area. Broadcast images showed a taxi crushed under a wrecked metal pillar at the entrance area of the terminal, which is mostly used by low-cost carriers Indigo and SpiceJet for domestic flights. The airport authority said the collapse had been caused by heavy rain at 5 a.m. In addition to the roof, some support beams also collapsed, damaging cars in the pickup and drop-off area in the terminal, the Press Trust of India news agency said. The airport area received about 148.5 millimeters of rain over 3 hours in the early morning, more than the average for all of June, according to India's weather office. Many other parts of the capital were flooded as the annual monsoon hit after a long stretch of heat waves. The collapse occurred months after a refurbishment project at the airport was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The airport is considered one of his flagship infrastructure projects. An inquiry has been ordered into the collapse, said the minister. Then in sports, the chairman of the Nigerian Premier Football League, Benga Elebeleye, has said referees in the Nigerian top flight will begin to use gadgets to aid the officiating next season as part of efforts by the league board to improve the NPFL. The 2023-2024 season ended last Sunday with Enugu Rangers winning their 8th title with a 5-point gap. The season didn't go down without controversial decisions by referees, some of which led to the suspension and the expulsion of some of the officials. Having announced August 31 for the resumption of the 2024-2025 season, Elebeleye said the NPFL board was poised to improve the quality of officiating in the Nigerian top flight. The chairman also highlighted their plans to solidify the youth system of the NPFL. Meanwhile, the chief operating officer of the league, Davidson Owumi, noted that fixtures for next season has been drawn and added that the resumption date will be ratified at the club's congress. The pledge of events to begin the coming season is another round of pressure from the NPFL internal workings. According to him, from the NPFL internal workings, they've already had one in place, but the league board also needs to call the Congress of Nigerian Clubs for them to agree. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service, our YouTube at ABS Television, Oka, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Before we go, here are main points again. We told you that Anambra State government has mapped out measures towards environmental safety. We also told you that a 65-year-old pastor has been nabbed for defilement. JAMB has released 2024 supplementary UTME results. We told you that in India, a roof collapse at Delhi airport has killed one. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and the promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news this morning, as edited by Blessing Ijelibia and the production team. I am David Okpokwasele. Thank you for joining us on the news.